you are the one in control. But if you let AI do it, it just to me this doesn't seem like what I mean. It sounds artificial. It's kind of like you eating a home cooked meal versus something from McDonald's. Even though you ain't gonna be hungry, but it's still not gonna taste as good, pause, or you know what I'm saying, or satisfy you like your mama home cooking. So that's kind of how I compare AI to real life.
Period. Thank you for answering that question. I know that one was a little more complex. And I got one more for you, and I'm gonna pass it back to the stage. How do you, Mr. Rothstein Beats, protect your work and make sure you get the credit you deserve? Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, that's super important. And I mean that comes to who you are working with because I've had people fuck my credits up. I mean, spell my name wrong. One time somebody put my government name in there, even though I mean I am the one who made the beat, but I go by a certain stage name for it, you know what I mean, like most people do. So you have to make sure that you are in communication with the artist, the label, or whoever and make sure that you let them know that hey, I need to have A, B, and C done, because it's important. Your credits is really your lifeline of music, and if you're not being credited properly, or they're not putting your name in the credits, you're missing out on streaming, you're missing out on recognition. So you got to make sure you're super intentional about making sure you get your name in the credits, and say hey, before you put it out, let me see, make sure everything's good, and that comes with building relationships. Now, if you just happen to just send music to somebody and they use it and they don't credit you, that's one thing. But if you're working with somebody, then you want to make sure they spelling your name right. Especially with me, I want to make sure they spell it correctly, and make sure I get my proper credit. So that way, I'm happy and the artist is happy. But you definitely have to be super intentional, make sure they put some respect on your name.
Period. Thank you so much for answering my question, Mr. Rothstein. Miss Mother, Mr. Josiah, are y'all there?
I'm here. You know I'm here.
Let's go. The stage is open to shout out to everyone that's here. Shout out to Mr. Rothstein Beast. If you have a question for Mr. Rothstein, simply unmute your mic and go ahead and ask. No need to be shy. We are here to ask questions. So let's go. And thank you for answering mine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm nervous. But anyway, I just started learning music theory like 4 days ago. Do you have any advice for like somebody that has like aspirations of becoming like a producer and they're just getting started?
Yes. Study, study, study. I know you say you just started. You can never learn enough. So I would say constantly search and research information. Even like I'm a YouTube University person. Like I go on YouTube, and one thing about YouTube, they're going to give you some of the answers. Of course, a lot of people want you to pay and do all these other things, but I just try to learn and then Google. If I didn't understand like certain things, I'll try to Google and research it, and then find you somebody that you can be get a mentor, and get some training or some learning from that person, because it's a lifelong journey. You know what I mean? I know people who don't even know music theory, and they are very successful. You know what I mean? So, but it is your secret weapon of making great music is understanding how music works and understanding that certain keys can cause certain emotion. And you know what I mean? And once you start understanding that, the world starts to open up for you. So my suggestion is don't stop learning. I'm still learning, and I've been producer for a minute. So that just don't stop learning, and I guarantee a year from now you'll be in a different space if you just keep learning as much as you can, and then learn from people who already know a bunch of things, and watch how you'll be able to grow from that.
Thank you. I'm also a student of YouTube University as well. That's where I started learning. I just like bought a little keyboard went on YouTube and I started learning. Now I can like do basic stuff like play scales, but yeah, I'm gonna continue to learn. Thanks.
For sure. That's all it takes is you starting it. And once you start it, and I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna think you're gonna want to quit. You're gonna be like, I don't understand this. This is too difficult. But the more you look at it and the more you break it down and the more you write it down and the more you see it, then you'll start to understand it more and more. Like you have to just constantly search for that information and knowledge, and you're gonna find it if you looking for it. And next thing you know, you're gonna be like, man, I know all this stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to do this, I know this. And again, me, and I'm being honest myself. Like I used to be intimidated by people who could play and do all that other stuff, but then I realized that I'm me and I don't have to do the same exact route that somebody else did, and I can still be successful and I can still have a career. Not being a musical genius or classically trained. I know a lot of people that's not classically trained and they're still able to make great music off of their ear. So just training your ear is super important.
Yeah, I've been writing for about 5 years now, and that's kind of the background I come from. I just started learning like notes and whatnot. I was just always going by ear, what sounded good to me, you know. Um, but yeah, this is good. Somebody else can go now because I know I'm kind of hogging it.
Savannah, Double R, you got any questions? Hello?
Alrighty, so I guess I'll take the floor again. Hello, Mr. Rothstein. Back to you again.
Hello.
Okay, my question to you would be um sorry, excuse me. Uh what are the highlights of your career so far?
Um, Highlights of my career so far. Um, I would say, working with some of my, artists that I've been a fan of, being able to travel and go to different studios. I definitely love to go to like some of the top studios in Miami and different places like that. Being able to mentor has been a key highlight to me because I've had mentors, and now that I'm in a position to mentor, I think that's like a super dope thing because again, I told you I wanted to quit so many times doing this music thing because it's gonna be times where it's like nothing's happening and it don't seem like anything is going to happen, but stay in the course and keep believing in yourself. And me persevering and still, like I said, I'm still going. I still, got more dreams and aspirations that I'm working towards. So just knowing that I'm able to just create and do it on a certain level is a highlight. And again, like being able to be looked at as a working professional. I think that's definitely some key highlights for me. And I got some more things coming. I got some more work that's gonna be dropping this year. And like I said, our goal is to win a couple awards and different things like that, and just keep working with the best artists possible. So I'm just excited for the future. That's all I can say now. I'm just excited for the future.
I love that for you. I'm excited for you. I'm proud. I'm happy for you. All of the above.
Appreciate
Okay, I'm gonna ask. No problem. I'm gonna ask two more questions, and I think RR wants to ask something. Um, let's see. What are your biggest regrets so far?
Man, I really don't try to have regrets because life is a learning process. Like you always gonna learn. So even my mistakes led me to where I'm at now. So the only regret I do have, though, I'm gonna be honest, is Nipsey Hussle. I had a chance, like I went to his show. He came to I was in Virginia at the time, and he came to Virginia, and I had a flash drive of beats that I was gonna give him. And I literally was waiting till after the show, and then I walked out, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to give it to him. But then he came out the side door, and he was probably like 20, 30 feet away from me. And I was like nervous as hell to go up and give him this flash drive. And I was like, man, it's all right. I'm gonna catch him again. And then I think like the next year he passed away. So that was one of my biggest regret is what if I gave him them flash drives and maybe that could have changed some shit for him, or maybe, I mean, he would have listened to it and called me up and then we could have been friends, or what I'm saying, anything could have happened. But I felt like me not being confident in myself at that moment. And I told myself after that moment, I'm never not shooting my shot or hollering at an artist or doing nothing. And I've done that ever since then because you never know what's gonna happen. Life, what I mean, life can be life. And so don't ever, ever be afraid to shoot your shot if you truly believe in yourself and you're in the moment where that person's there. And so ever since then, any artist I see, and I got a flash drive or some beats with me, I'm going and walking up to them and letting them know this is what I do and if they could take a listen. So that would probably be the only regret I have was not giving Nipsey that beat, flash drive of beats and just being nervous and walking off and you know what I mean. And so that would probably be my only regret I have.
Wow. I love that. And I'm so sorry to hear that. Rocky, you wanted to say something?
Yeah,